This video we are going to see research design. In continuation with the research methodology, what is research design? So before seeing research design, we need to see what is the meaning of research problem. A research problem is a specific statement in the general area of investigation. It is a precise identification of a problem situation in a certain context involving what, why, who, where, and when of the problem area. Who means the problem or the person or business organization that is facing a problem. Why means that there is a purpose, goal, aim, or objective to solve this problem. How means the options of actions one can take to solve the problem. When means the time frame in which the problem is to be solved. Where means the environment in which the problem exists. What is the optimum action that is to be taken in solving the problem to attain the best results. Selecting a research problem. Some of the guidelines that a researcher must follow in selecting a research problem are listed below. First, sources of problem. Second, potential to be a research problem. Third, select non-controversial issues. Then researchers' interest and competencies. Then resources available. Resources means time, funds, size of research, cooperation of others, literature and material, obtainable data, and all we consider it is the resources of research problem. Then defining research problem. When we define research problem, we mean a systematic way of asking and answering research questions. Meaningful, productive, and useful research depends on the development of appropriate research questions, the identification of appropriate constructs, and the confidence we can have in our findings. There are two main steps in defining a research problem: formulation of the problem, second, establishment of research objectives. Meaning of research design. When we talk about research design, the meaning of the research design is planning a strategy or drawing a blueprint for conducting research. It is a guideline for collecting and utilizing data so that desired information can obtained with sufficient precision and the hypothesis can be tested properly. Research is designed to produce results that may be applied to real world situation. It is not only enables a researcher to anticipate potential problems that can occur during the actual operation of the research, but also to limit boundaries of the research study. More explicitly, the design decision happen to be in respect of what is the study about, why is the study being made, where will the study be carried out, what type of data is required, where can the required data be found, what periods will the study include, what will be the sample design, what techniques of data collection will be used, how will the data be analyzed, in what style will the report be prepared. These are the questions usually will be happen when we design a decision. Meaning of research design. So keeping in view the above stated design decisions, one may split the overall research design into following parts. First, sampling design. Second, observational design. Third, statistical design. Fourth, operational design. Sampling design, which deals with the method of selecting items to be observed for the given study. The observational design, which relates to the conditions under which the observations are to be made. The statistical design, which is concerned with the question of how many items are to be observed and how the information and data gathered are to be analyzed. The operational design, which deals with the techniques by which the procedures specified in the sampling, statistical, and observational designs can be carried out. From what has been stated above, we can state the important features of a research design. That means the following important features of research design is stated like: first, it is a plan that specifies the sources and types of information relevant to the research problem. Second, it is a strategy specifying which approach will be used for gathering and analyzing the data. Then it is also includes the time and cost budgets since most studies are done under these two constraints. Definitions of research design. We have a lot of different type of definition which is stated by different experts. Here I listed only two, the main definitions of research design. So according to Kerlinger, research design is the plan, structure, strategy of investigation conceived to obtain answers to research questions and to control variance. Research design is the conceptual framework within which the research is conducted. According to Bernard Phillips, the research design is a blueprint for the collection, measurement, and analysis of data. So other than this, still we have few more definition, but these definitions are very important definitions. So I listed only these two. Need for research design. What is the need for research design? The need for research design should include formulation of a strategy to resolve a particular question, then collection and recording of information and evidence, then processing and analysis of these data and their interpretation, then the publication of results. Futures of good research design. So when we talk about the futures of good research design, it possesses freedom from bias, freedom from confounding, control of extraneous variables, statistical precision for testing the hypothesis, within resources, optimality, objectivity, flexibility. All these features we consider as a good research design. Then components of research design. Components, when we talk about components, first design the exploratory or descriptive or casual phase of the research. Second, define the information needed. Third, specify the measurement and scaling procedure. Fourth, construct and pre-test a questionnaire for a data collection. Then specify the sampling process and sample size. Then develop a plan for data analysis. These are the components usually we consider in research design. Then important concepts relating to research design. Here we mention few terminologies which is important in research design. Mostly we to use these terminologies when we discuss research design. First, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative means a numerical fact. Qualitative is a non-numerical fact which we consider it is a non-measurable characteristics. And quantitative is a measurable characteristics. All measurable characteristics can be two types, that is discrete and continuous. That is, if it is an integer value, we consider it is a discrete. Otherwise, it is a continuous. Continuous includes decimal value, but discrete includes only a whole number. Then dependent and independent variable. So dependent in the sense one variable which depends on the other variable that may be affected by or any changes can or impact can be expected based on the other variable. That variable we consider dependent variable, and the other variable is independent variable which cannot be influenced or we cannot find any impact based on the other variable. That variable we consider is an independent variable. The independent variable that are not related to the purpose of the study but may affect the dependent variable, that we consider it is an extraneous variable. Then control. One important characteristics of a good research design is to minimize the influence or effect of extraneous variables. That is what we call it is a control. Then confounded relationship. That means when the dependent variable is not free from the influence of extraneous variables, the relationship between the dependent and independent variable is said to be confounded by an extraneous variable. Then research hypothesis. When a prediction or a hypothesized relationship is to be tested by scientific method, it is termed as a research hypothesis. Experimental and non-experimental hypothesis testing research. That means when the purpose of research is to test a research hypothesis, it is termed as hypothesis testing research. It can be of the experimental design or the non-experimental design. Research in which the independent variable is manipulated is termed as experimental hypothesis testing research. And the research is which an independent variable is not manipulated, that is non-experimental hypothesis testing research. Then experimental and control group. In experimental hypothesis testing research, when a group is exposed to usual condition, it is termed as a control group. But when the group is exposed to some novel or special condition, it is termed as experimental group. Then treatments. What is the meaning for treatment? The different conditions under which experimental and control groups are put are usually referred to as treatments. Then what is the experiment? The process of examining the truth of a statistical hypothesis related to some research problem that we consider it is an experiment. Then experimental unit, the predetermined plot or the blocks where different treatments are used are known as experimental units. Such experimental units must be selected very carefully. Then types of research design.